Evening, thank you for bringing this together for tonight's Cable and Television Advisory Committee meeting, first one for New Year 2026. May we have a roll call?
So, since this is our first meeting, let's go around the table and just present each other and then we'll go from there. Then you can start.
I'm Chairperson Michael Thompson, representative from Mount Vernon City School District.
Vice Chair, Karen K-Star Smith. City Council.
Oscar Davis, representing Mount Vernon City School District. Shaheed Lafayette, appointed by the mayor.
Tom Olmsted, appointed by the city council.
Next on our agenda would be the discussion on the presented drafted guidelines and standards. We have a vote to put this on the table, right?
Yes, so,
Motion.
any questions, comments, concerns about it, then I'll free by his questions. Discuss it. If not, then, motion to.
The only question I have is, and something we talked about is, potential, bringing in, people who are not here to do it online as opposed to actually doing it here in that core. Do we want to include that or do we want to stick with the current plan?
I would love to be able to have at least one of us be able to. Present. Understand that they can put on top of the chair or the vice chair has to be present, so. And we've been in good lockstep, Madam Vice Chair, so.
I mean, hopefully, I cleared my calendar my first Thursday. I have cleared everything every first Thursday, so we're good on this part, so at least one of us will be here, so.
I think it's three for one. Three and one at the same time. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'll go 2 years. So, again, I just looked up as a potential session, but, we can maintain this as it is and then kind of figure it out, see how it goes. And potentially, can we amend this at some point? Maybe not.
Oh, God,
Yeah, exactly. So, and what I said, if we want to interject something to it that says that, well, at least one board member could be, allotted as opposed to actually.
Okay.
So,
we have a quorum.
so right, in that, so in form terms. It's stated in the charter. City law charter, so
Okay,
in order to have a quorum, you must have a majority vote present. Now, there are exceptional circumstances, like we previously discussed, and congratulations on, the new addition. But that would have been an exceptional circumstance, where, clearly couldn't be here because he just had, president. So, he would be able to go through some things like that, so like, you're sick and have COVID, or, just got out of the hospital, some kind of medical procedure, things like that.
so there are.
So yeah, so you would be able to still join your Zoom and your vote could count towards the quorum. But other than that, just, you're.
But that's
at the end of the day.
No, willy-nilly,
So,
I know it's not
so
true.
what is what we need in law? We need a law, if I'm not able to make it, I should be able to present where I'm at. And be able to, I mean, it shouldn't just because I'm sick, I could be out of the country.
Right, that's such a personal thing. Can't be, if we can't be here for about. So, that's what they said, they still have to be informed, said, when you're present.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're out, it's not for here, still good. So, sorry.
Otherwise, it's really fine, but it's in put a motion on.
Yeah.
That's
Town presence. Let's say if Oscar going to pay, so he wants to call in for the meeting, everybody else is able to physically be here.
Yeah, so we have a Zoom, so, you know, the Zoom is all attached and everything, you know, so you can still join.
And we be able to see.
Correct. Yes, it's just the, with the exceptional circumstances is when you'll be able to have a vote. So if you can't physically be here or, you know, just whatever it is, you know, and he wants to join through Zoom. But everyone else is here.
Right.
He can still, you know, partake, speak on it, but his vote can count because it's not a special circumstance. So it depends on the circumstance. That he cannot physically.
Reaffirm chairperson, Michael Thompson, vice chair is Karen Smith. Case law and secretary on Thomas Homestead.
So that was somebody that motion. At the first one, so really no issues.
Bring motion to reaffirm the positions.
Yes, said this was.
Oh, the positions,
Having did the first time, you know, I
Okay.
make a motion for.
I make a motion to reaffirm chairperson Michael Thompson, vice chair Karen Smith, and secretary R. Thomas Houston for 2026.
Second.
I have it. We have next on the agenda, vote on the CTAC to adopt the presented guidelines and standards. Finally, updated number two. Number 5 would be any updates. Do we have any updates to discuss?
I don't think so. I think the last email I was requesting the presence of a representative from Verizon and Spectrum, if they can be a part of our meetings going forward. Or even, it doesn't even have to be all of them. But I think once we've got this, I mean, I read it over, I'm still going over my questions. But just to be a part of the meeting so they're able to answer questions, and if not, instead of going through the attorney, I mean, someone emailing them and them get back, at least if we have them here, we can ask them the questions directly and they can get us the answer, I think, a lot faster. Because I just feel like so much time has passed, and the quicker we can get this done, the better. If you're-
They used to
Yeah.
call in on Zoom, so.
Yeah,
they-
either way, I don't even
Yeah.
care how they hear, as long as they're a part of
They
it.
see the back, kind of some of my contacts, I haven't gotten any follow-ups, from anybody or callbacks. Folks that I used to talk to, which was.
So now the next question is, how do we get that information? Like, who would have that information?
We need to call the corporate, go in contact with the corporate counsel or, you know.
Do we do that, or do we have
Um,
our council do that?
Could we get a little assistance from council?
You can figure that all out.
Yeah.
So just
Okay,
keep track of all those things you want to ask, you know.
Yeah.
okay,
Chelsea.
okay. I will reach out to him, ask for his help in finding out who is now the representative for us, for both sides.
Yeah. I was waiting for.
When attorneys call other attorneys and speak of compliance,
Yes.
that's basically their participation with bringing them into compliance. So,
That's right.
so then, yeah, I think that's something that a call an attorney would make, because an
Mhm.
attorney would call legal
Yeah.
and legal. Everybody listens when legal speaks. So,
One of their representatives was their legal counsel, or one of them from Verizon.
Okay,
The young lady that was called it, she was one of the legal folks, so that would be great to get them back. Channel's still running, both channels are still up, but there.
Yeah, I got to walk through the other day. It was awesome. It was really awesome.
Please, join and you guys are welcome. Mr. Davis knows the lay of the land already, but if you would like to come by, the high school to see how the system is set, we can still talk offline and get you guys in to look
It's
at,
well worth it.
you see the wonderful world of television. Analog style. We're still doing analog. There's still some things that need to be worked out. Signal, there's still complaints of bad audio going out, especially on the public access station 18. Channel 6, not so bad. That one is more controllable. That actually has a real broadcaster that we actually push through the TV signal from. But channel 18 is actually being pushed out on a computer, an old computer, through Windows Media Player. Legacy is that. Legacy. Okay,
It's
not
no
even.
notch legacy.
So it's working. It's
So-
literally a bunch of videos that are thrown into the library and a playlist and it just moves. And it shuffles them and there's no real.
Is there any original programming being created or is it just city content? Like,
There's a elder lady that has been on TV for almost 70 years, that's been on public access, Ms. Glendora. She's from Albany. She's a sweet lady, very sweet. The content is not exactly Mount Vernon, style, yeah. And then the other show that I have is the St. James Show, which is a show that we shoot at the production studio, and that's now content that's older than a year now.
are there any incentives for people to create content?
Other than being shown, getting your stuff out there, obviously there's no money to it, but just getting an opportunity to put your content up there. As long as it's clean and, family rated, we can play it. So,
Is there a format that you have to go through or training that you have to go through before you can even submit anything?
as long as it's an MP4, they can send it in, I'll vet it, I can always share the emails with you guys if you want to also take a look. But most of that stuff comes right to me. It's an MP4 file, formatted file. And as long as it's in that file, I can drop it to the program and get it out.
And is there a limitation as to how much time, 30 minutes, 60 minutes?
No, we haven't put any times on anything, but most of the content that comes in is usually about an hour, hour and a half. I used to have a lot of church programming that came in. I don't know if these pastors moved on or the church.
Moved on to Facebook and everything.
Yeah. It's like, not with it. There are some opportunities that myself and Madam Vice Chair have been talking about, getting it onto the Roku app. And digitizing the station, that's something that we really wanted to do, and it's very either cheap or almost free for us to get it done. So we can talk about those solutions as well. Trying to bring, our public access to the digital format. Also that will improve the signal that's going on. Behold, we still need to run the wire, because we still have synchronous boxes that are running the signal out and runs it downtown. It gets mixed and then sent back out to Mount Vernon residents. That's the way I've been told by Spectrum, who controls the signal. Even though we have channel 6 going out to channel 33 on Verizon, it's just a duplicate of that signal. So Verizon has their phone boxes there and then that signals. But the Verizon channel does look and sound better, which is weird. I don't understand how we have, Spectrum signal and the channel is terrible.
Well, I think that partly come because Verizon is fiber optics.
Mhm.
And Spectrum isn't.
Yeah.
They're still using cables.
Right.
So I think that has to do with it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's analog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it needs to be rewired. I know something that we had talked about before was possibly looking back at and I want to revisit what buildings the city has available for us as a space
Mhm.
to remove public access from Mount Vernon High School. The school district should not be
Yeah.
any longer dealing with this equipment.
I
It
totally
is
agree.
suffocating the public from having public access. They cannot come to the building, they cannot come do a show there. If There's no way to get into the high school to do your own show. So you have to have it ready-made already, off-site, and send it in. That's
Okay, but willing to pay.
Well, that's the question, because right now, there's a lot of outstanding money for the city. And so the goal is trying to get them back to the table to see what's there. I mean, we're probably from 2015, I want to say.
And see, I think even, there might be even a gap for that.
Well, in 2015, there was like almost an outstanding of over $2 million. So, yeah, imagine that. Yeah.
You know, with all due respect, and I'm gonna agree with you from the beginning, that we need to get them into the room and have that deep conversation, we need that money here. The way people view content on TV is not the same way in 2002 or two. It's not the same way. So when we talk about London winery and all that, let's start thinking about that. We gotta start thinking about the 21st century, how people now view TV, right? And that's what we need to tackle. I mean, every tenant that comes to my building now, they don't even order cable TV. They do it through the internet, right? So, we have old money out there. We need to resolve that. And then talk about now how do we move from here, right? And that should be, we should get them in here. For the
Yeah,
next
that's
meeting,
the priority.
right?
The priority is getting them in here so that we can get information as fast as possible. And we have to get the public access into the 21st century.
See, they collect the money every day, every
They
single month.
are
every month.
collecting
They give me for $336 every month.
money.
There you go.
I mean, I haven't had cable for a long time, but that's why, Mike and I talked about having your own app. Because then you can get it on Roku, you can get it on Fire TV, and people will have it literally at their fingertips.
Oh,
Right?
right. Also though, back to what Oscar said is, if there's a large portion of our community that isn't app-based, and that's our seniors.
Yeah.
They used to, like, even with the snow removal and other information, if the city could put out some kind of news program, because the city has ways to communicate, even the Board of Elections, with elections, you vote here, this is election information, some kind of news program, you start from there. I mean, every major television network is always, even BET is always launched with news,
Yes.
because it's information.
Yeah.
And it's basically communication. Communication is the transmission of ideas and moving information of particular people in a particular place, particular time. We already established our target audiences. Mount Vernon, even things like senior center closing, senior trips. Not that everything has to be senior focused, but those are the people that are gonna consume it. They're still used to using the remote.
Right.
They're not used to, screen it from my phone to the
Right.
I can remember trying to teach my father how to work at Apple TV. Race.
But that's why the goal is to really get it into the households.
Because
That's the goal.
the easiest to reach population in Mount Vernon is the seniors. How much senior housing do we have? Simple flyers, mail. I mean, mail, communication by mail in Mount Vernon shows to be the most effective, because you open your mailbox and you got a ton of political mail, and people don't miss that.
That's right. You have to have a whole campaign, like a marketing campaign.
Right, just talking to sit and scratch the words of mouth, even put it in the church program.
Yeah.
Let them know that they can get their news, their vital news here. I don't know about running ads. I might have missed that, if running ads possible, but I feel like if we could run ads to help finance this thing, I think political ads.
All kinds of different
Huge.
stuff.
Once you have the audience there.
We just gotta probably revisit the guidelines. I think the politics stuff, they want to kind of stay away from, if I recall.
Okay, so no.
Wait. When you say politics, information is,
Information.
I mean, you know, I'm not campaigning, I'm
Right.
providing information,
Right.
right? We want our people to, but if you talk about voting, if you want our people to come out and vote, you give information. For instance, the school district closed two voting sites.
Yeah.
That's information, right? It's not political, it's giving me information, because I want to go out and vote, and the information that's out there that I cannot go to park, I cannot go to the homeschool. I had to go to the alternative location.
Right, that stuff is fine.
Yeah, but I think.
I think you want to talk to Sam.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are shows right there. The school board meeting. You know, everybody grandma got a laptop or computer to sit down and watch the school board meeting on a Facebook stream. They used to come on TV.
It still does, right?
Yeah, I still put it up, but if it just comes up later, it's not
The
live.
school board, the city council meetings, do you put those up?
I have not gotten one thing from the mayor's office. That has been an issue. I spoke to the comms director.
But that was in the city council's office. The city council put it.
No, it would come from the communication.
Communications department.
Yeah, I've spoken to their people in the past and I've gotten nothing. So I'm the one that does all TV programming, nobody else is gonna handle. So
All right. so then
M
we can
Thompson at
revisit that.
mtburncsd.org. He said there, there's no problem. Anybody that has content that's clean, I'll vet it and put it up. It can even be music, it can be gospel music, it can be music of all genres, it could be hip hop, you know, videos, but it gotta be clean, it can't be things hanging out and customers, you know what I'm saying, like, you know.
No meeting.
Yeah,
Other than that,
I would love to have, you know, more broader audience and bring our young people in with our seniors, but we have to do that correctly.
yeah, but I think, you know, the kids, I think you at least sell for the kids to get them involved because they want to do it already. And, the senior should be a priority because everybody else is kind of getting your news on your phone or wherever, social media. But also we need to revisit that conversation with, communications department.
Yeah.
Yes, and-
Here, yeah.
yes.
I mean, we had a discussion.
I would love to get them,
Yeah.
we had the director of communications who was interested in joining us as part of CTAC, and there was some discrepancy. I don't know if he has time to do it now, but I know he was interested in joining us, which I thought would be
Yeah.
a big push from, as the representative from the mayor's office, because we're still waiting on another representative. We have Mr. Lafayette now, but we lost our other nomination, so
Okay,
if we can get one more person like that,
okay.
he can be evenly consistent, that would be great for having.
Or even just have a visit, the deal with the companies, have them come in and speak to us, so we. And, you know, right
Now, this would be. I know the city clerk keeps the audio recording of the council meeting. Do you keep the video now?
All that's on our 13th and YouTube.
But do you have it like, I remember, you know, my father was city clerk with tapes and then tapes and tape in the vault. Do you keep a physical, whether it be on memory card or in the cloud?
Well, yeah, so all of our data is uploaded to the cloud.
So Mike can communicate with you to get the city council meetings and air a day late.
It'll still be
The
comms, because
communication.
comms would pull it from the database.
You know,
We have that ability to stream like so, but
But
to
you don't-
access the hard, I guess, footage or.
You keep a record.
Right,
Aren't you to keep a record?
so we had, so that's me keeping the minutes and, you know, taking video of the meeting, but for them to access the cloud and all that stuff, they have that access.
So they don't give you like a SIM card or something?
Oh, no,
So what you're trying to say is the office of the clerk is supposed to keep the record, right? So, yes, it's on the cloud,
Right.
but do you have a physical location? So I wanted this system here, right? Is a system, a recorder right there in the system. I don't know if they use it, but if you hit the recording, it's supposed to be stored on the server. Where that now, you won't be able to delete it, but the clerk will be able to pull those files down at any given time. So the question is, do you have a storage somewhere on a network that you have access to?
So we have, like I said, we have all that information uploaded to the cloud.
Because
And so, and then, during like our city council meetings and during our mayoral meetings, we take physical minutes of what's being said and done through there. So we have those documents as well. But to access any digital files or anything like that, so it has to go to Tom because they have to access
But
that.
if there's a change in administration, a change in, like the common person is appointed, the city clerk's office is forever. Like, so like there's been people, I remember when I was young in the city, clerk, when people would come in, they would listen to the council meetings in headphones. The city clerk would have a cart, they go get the recorder, they go pull the meeting that the person was at, and go pop the tape in, and the person would sit in the city clerk's office and listen. I mean, it's no ever tape anymore, but the actual recording belongs to the people of Mount Vernon, to the
They
city.
still have it.
Right, so asking the communications for the actual recording, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, let me get the footage from Bay City Council meeting.
But you go online. It can be accessed from, and
But what if I don't have access online?
what's that?
You can come in.
Yeah, that's been, you know,
So who would you request it from?
so that,
Communication.
yeah, communication.
Okay, so
Direct communications.
If I wanna-
Copy that or something,
It's yours.
clerk's office. But we haven't thought about doing any of that. I know it's stored in the cloud. I haven't had to pull anything back. So I know I see you.
All
you
that
will
shit
be.
could be accessed, like I said, through our Facebook.
Yeah, but I think,
you
like
should be
anything,
this person then.
yeah, but anything going out from the city, anything when it has to video, audio, any kind of communication that the community would have access to is still going through the communications department, because that's their job. Your job is to make sure that everything that is recorded, every all the audio, the video is there for prosperity, and also to have, so that residents can have access.
No, they're an appointee. The city clerk is the city clerk.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying that's how it's set up.
Council. That's on the record. This is not, we're not asking for, something that you did at a program like, Summerfest
City
or
Fest.
something. This is on the record. This is historic. Every council meeting and every time you film that is historical documentation. That belongs to the city clerk's office. That's like saying, I need my birth certificate and ask to come in. No, that's why the city clerk is the registrar. They keep the official record of the city. Because the communications person could change. They could go and work for NBC and another one comes in. It doesn't know what happened. The city council is forever. The city clerk is forever. There's been city council since the 1920 something. The city, they have five. I can be able to come to the city clerk and pull meeting records from the night Gary Preckle got sworn into the city council 80 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I'm saying is that the way it is set up now, that's how it is. It's not, if they change communications director tomorrow, the information is still there. And you still can get the information, it's just a different person or wherever.
Yeah,
But what I'm,
The city,
the owner is still,
It's-
the
The
city
owner,
clerk,
it's not the city, it's the owner.
no, it's the people.
It's the clerk office of the clerk office.
Yeah, but the way they have it set up now, that's the protocol right now.
Yeah.
Will that change? I don't know.
maybe
It
what
will
I'm saying
change.
is that maybe I'm not fully articulate what I'm saying, but let me explain it like this. If I need something from the city clerk's office, like this, it should not be contingent on the city clerk's office communicating with anybody else. That's like saying you foil the law department, and it's no, the law department has to provide what you foil them with. So if I'm asking for something that is official city record, That's the job of the city clerk, the registrar, keeper of record of the city. He can't tell me, well, the communications guy is on vacation when he comes back. The city clerk is supposed to be able to provide that.
Yeah.
And maybe they do. I mean.
Because probably
again,
you have access to the records.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, so,
But
so
It's on public record.
physical copy, so like whether it be a council meeting or a mayoral meeting, we have physical copies of those things.
Right.
Now, if you're asking again about a video recording or anything like that, all that can be accessed online. So I'm not understanding, I guess, if you're coming in, you can't access the internet, but you're requesting digital copies, then what is the point? What's the difference between you requesting a digital copy than just accessing it
Because
from
if
your
it's a
home?
digital copy, he can then go like, whether it be DVD, whether it be SIM card, whether it be videotape, he can
You
take
still
it.
have to access a computer or something for that.
No, he can take it there. But if it's just a computer, the
Oh,
internet and computer.
Wait, 1 second. So you're saying that someone comes in and bring their
Hard drive.
USB, their hard drive and say, oh, I'd like to get a copy of the meeting from last week, Wednesday.
Right.
And you should be able to give it to them and they put it on your hard drive and you can take it with you.
Yes,
That's what you're saying.
that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
gotcha.
The record belongs to the people.
we also need to, figure out who the emergency office personnel is, but as well.
Also, emergency management.
Yeah, that would be.
Montez.
Yeah,
Director Montez.
I know him too, he's a nice guy. We need to probably talk to him at some point, because like closures, snow plowing, things like that. Could be a water main break, DPW, I don't know if Commissioner Bush needs to be put into that. But anything that has, consider like any issues in the city, we can air that as well. Now, the problem is that right now, the way we can push stuff to the television, to the broadcaster, you have to physically be at Mount Vernon High School. And I would have to go to the computer to actually upload it. There's a firewall set up that I cannot get through. So every time I try it from an outside source, there's a special software for the broadcaster for Channel 6. If I go in there, it'll let me in and it'll shut it, right? It'll shut the whole machine down and stop the broadcast,
But I mean, that's.
which is ridiculous.
That's a beautiful thing about being in 4 square mile city, because Mike Montez to film something over there, film his segment,
Mhm.
hurry up and get it right over to you.
Right. And that's if I'm there, because if it's like, let's say it's closed, if they close the school building, we're not showing up, physically.
That's why it needs to be
right.
Full-
Right.
full-
So we can have it, yes, we need to have remote, so like this.
So we need a building.
Yes.
We need a
Need a building.
independent location.
Independent,
Yeah.
different type of server and things like that. We've had servers lose stuff, the whole server lost student work, some of my work, and then a few years ago, and it was pretty bad. There was no recovery. I mean, it was zapped out of it, so we definitely need to work on, new systems. This is part of the reason why we need these monies. Also, if anybody doesn't, for those who don't know, that money is also provided for television production, which is located at the high school. That is money for the teacher's salary. Teacher who's supposed to be teaching that course. There's been no teacher in Mount Vernon High School since 2021. So we're 5 years of running with no TV production in a beautiful facility as a whole, but nobody's sitting there really running.
Would the comptroller be involved in collecting this money? But here,
And they don't fit it in.
our comptroller is very good at getting money.
Very good. Well, they do get what's called franchise fees. Those franchise fees are quarterly. Those come in from our two majors. They come and bring a check right to his office. That money has nothing to do with.
No, but I'm talking the back money that.
The back, the back.
Goes and seeks it.
So that's between council and then the council up there,
That's-
franchises.
Comptroller's office would be tasked to do.
Not until Council Powell has, sat with their people and talked with them. But I believe because the school district is the gatekeeper of public access, that check would directly go to the school board. And then they would do what they have to do.
Okay, see, that's it.
It goes to the city, it goes to the city.
So maybe it goes to the city and they disperse it, but either way, it has to kick back to whoever's the gatekeeper, whoever has the physical control of the TV.
How did the TV station land at the school system and not the adult center?
That was all through Jeff Porcello. I think that, you know, once he created all of this stuff, because he created the stuff, not single-handedly, but he was the head man on doing all of this, and Mr. Henry May, gotta mention Henry May. He was one of the pioneers as well of bringing cable television into Mount Vernon. But then they set up the system, and couldn't find a building for it, and then Jeff Corsello was the one that just kind of grabbed it up and said, all right, we're gonna bring it in, we have students, you know, to teach and do all this great stuff. The wall collapsed at Mount Vernon High School in 2011. Then a whole big thing ensued with insurance issues, and then they didn't want to rebuild the studio at first with the insurance, and they finally got on board, and it was moved into where it is now in room 160 at Mount Vernon High School in the CTE wing. So, and it's been sitting like that with the same equipment, same analog stuff since then. The cameras and everything, cameras are local cameras. We have 3 beautiful studio cameras, so they look like
Yeah.
White Plains has the same exact cameras, same JVC, HD, high ProRes cameras, same exact cameras. Their cameras are working. Our cameras literally have burnt pictures, so
Let me
it's
ask,
bad.
if I wanted to use the studio, like, I wanted to bring my own camera, is there a way to feed my cameras into your output?
You can set up a remote production, but I would have to go through superintendent and the school board. Like you would have to get permission to be
go
on
to
school
live.
grounds to even do anything there,
Oh.
to film or go live, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, so a person could on their
We
own,
could bring stuff.
could go do and say.
Ideally, yes, yes.
That has to be MP4.
Yeah, and before.
And what's it gonna put output as?
It's supposed to be 1920 1080 high HD. That's the resolution that we're taking in to put out, but it's still going through analog. So literally, it's in a 480p, a 480 SD, when the standard definition 4:3 ratio, old school, like CRT monitors, the big backs on your TVs.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So then when you put it out like that, it gets letterboxed. You have the black line on the side and stuff, and then it's just a picture of
Stranger
the screen.
Things.
Yeah, it's like,
So just a quick statement, because City Clerk, I guess, was listening or watching the video. She actually messaged me and said that plugging into our physical hard drive is not an option because now it becomes a security risk. So now anything, I guess, requiring that must be vetted and go through our IT department. Not even city staff can plug into the hard drive.
That's understandable, because I bring you a brand new in the pack, whatever you do.
It doesn't matter.
It is, so it'll be vetted and go to
Yeah.
us, IT department for security reasons.
right.
Because you may be like, okay, it's a brand new, I just got this from Staples, and then you plug it in and boom, we got virus now.
If that policy becomes not work here, we need to give data to some people who were able to give audio to a thumb drive. When George Brown was here,
Hmm.
it was, so is that policy or
That was back then, now we have all these systems.
is that policy?
I mean, even if y'all had it to purchase the thumb drive or something, and people pay like a fee when they come in, now, I need this, well, okay, what you're paying for is a thumb drive, we purchase something to make sure that they're safe.
I'm not saying that they're gonna do that, right? Because they're not doing it now, right? But the point is, we can't just say something without a policy to support it. All right?
We have any like communication, or do we think about maybe reaching out to the FCC as well? See where we are, where we should be with our communication for public access? Is there a standard? Is there anything like maybe get them involved?
Yeah, who would be the person?
Comfortably,
We need that, right?
without compliance.
Man. We do compliance, this is definitely slipped through the cracks. The problem was, we haven't had a good board in over 2 years. I've been the chairperson of no one for a long time. And it's been crazy trying to get quorum and trying to have these meetings, so it's super important that we try to this board alive and add to it, as we go along. Everybody's got priorities, things going on in all our lives, so I appreciate you guys coming up waiting for me. But it's a lot to do, it's things that it's so many, this is such a great thing to have in our city. Cable television access, which can also be now turned over to digital at some point. We just need some money and some support on building for it,
Well, what I'm hearing is we could seek the money that is owed.
Yes,
That's the goal right there.
yes.
That should be the main goal.
That's the
Yeah.
goal.
That should be the main.
Because PEG grants are on your bills. It's a small print,
But it's there.
but it's there and they're taking the PEG fees and the PEG is for public education and government. It should not be going back in your pocket. So somebody has money somewhere. They must have a nice fund balance.
Our job is to make sure the city gets that money.
We have a few things for.
So are we saying that, right, as of right now, we are not in contract with any of either Verizon or Spectrum?
I don't have that answer.
What about-
And that was my next question. Is there a possibility of bringing in somebody else that might have a better shot at getting the stuff that we want done other than the ones that here?
And we were close, because the last board, we had done all that legwork and got them to the meetings and they know that they owe money, because they don't want to have all the meetings and they will listen.
Okay.
Now, the problem is that once we disbanded as a group, they're not gonna give us anything when I ask them for them, push them for it. We gotta really push them into the corner and say, yo, we demanded this. It's not an option.
If they didn't send me a bill, I'll pay my.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if you don't get that, they know we are. But we were really close and we were closing on a number, even if we settled. Because we're not looking to do anything too crazy, but we want what's owed to us. This is the city. This is our tax base, this is our residents, they deserve it, so.
I think the first thing is to get those reps. We need those representative, in some fashion. Because the fact that we don't have any record of that, that agreement. Yeah, we don't have anything.
There was a
And if they have it, they're not going to give it to us. So it has to be here somewhere. I mean, it has to be somewhere.
Yeah, we have to show. We had a folder at district office that, past DC Dot Jackson, she wasn't able to locate, she told me where it might be, and I was asking around and I got nowhere, so. Would have loved to find that, because that did have some record, on payment, things like that, but. Our last records is stopped in 2015, and it was a whole gap in between 07 to 15. I know that also, the comptroller, he found a couple of receipts, couple of checks, but nothing from recent.
Yeah, but those checks are proof that there was something, like, there is something there. So it's just a matter now of, getting them to the table and saying, okay, I mean, we may not be able to find the agreement, but without an agreement, there would never have been a check,
Right.
right? And then moving from there, because we need that money and we need to, it's not, like you said, they don't have an option at this point. And so I think finding out who our representatives is going to put us in a better place to start. Right now, we don't,
We're talking to ourselves.
yeah, we don't have anything. And without any representation from both of these companies, we're kind of just spinning our wheels. And I think we've done enough of that. I think we need to get them to the table.
Want to mimic what White Plains has done. White Plains actually, they have their public access in the library on MLK Boulevard. It's on like the second floor of the library. They have a whole studio in there. Public can access that studio to do their own show. I think they limit you to like an hour. Like, I want you in there 6 hours doing the whole thing.
What's the current state of the library? Is it harmonious over there?
No, yeah, it's very good. It's very good. They're up to date.
Yeah, they really
look
are.
nice. They have some media aspect. There are computers there for the young people and the seniors.
And they have the youth council that's
Yeah.
there, that's, yeah.
Yeah, the people go in and actually shoot and do different things. Like they have it done right. And they have like a remote camera system. We have the same exact cameras as them. Same exact studio cameras, same exact analog boxes. They putting out the signal the same way we are, and it looks better, and it sounds way better. They have a smaller space, and I would say the space is about the same as our studio, but we just have it set up differently. We have our own control room. Their control room is a little small, a little different, but it's functioning very well. And they go to City Hall when they have government stuff going on. They send a crew over there with remote cameras. They're able to film and digitize everything to get it live on their TV.
This
TV
is
station.
Alabama.
That's White Plains.
No,
Oh, yeah.
White Plains is.
I used to say Mount Vernon library. That's why I asked if it's harmonious or.
Mount Vernon. I mean, it's a nice library as well.
And they have a lot of space.
But I don't think we had one room in there that I was looking at, but I think it was too small.
But then you still,
Well,
On
the
second
second-
side.
yeah,
but it's still not a city home. You can't come and go. You're at the mercy of the library.
Yeah.
So that means
Sorry.
the library closed 3 o'clock some days.
Operating hours.
the library closes at eight PM.
Kind of the library operates like a bank.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. It's.
No, they close at eight, like 7 or 8 PM on the weekends, and they close at 5 PM.
Bunch of stuff to go over.
All right, so, plan of action, it's plan.
Yeah, and we gonna have to get our council, get these questions, and
Yep.
concerns to our council. See what kind of traction you can, what you can put on these other representatives from other companies. There's more than 2 majors, by the way. There's up to, I think there's 13 companies running lines through the city of Alberta.
Really?
It's quite substantial. But there are 2 majors.
Wait, 13.
There's like cable mobiles, things like that.
T-Mobile does have
They
cable service.
have cable services. Everybody's pushing on the internet. They're running subscriberships through our city. They have to run lines. They could be back for other companies.
Yeah, that's what we would have to find out, because if they're running, if, I'm assuming if they're running cables like, T-Mobile, and they're not piggybacking off of somebody else, then they're,
There's more money
Yeah.
out there too, so.
Yeah.
It's not just the 2 majors. but
okay,
That's what we gotta start. That's what we have in the agreement with way
okay, so
back
we
when.
can find out if, the next, in terms of that, is to find out what other companies are running, cable through Mount Vernon. That is independent of Spectrum for us, because they can piggyback off and they're original, so.
Basically, every place is set.
Yeah, sure. So those.
I'd love to talk to them.
Okay.
Is it Optimum everywhere but Mount Vernon?
Pretty much every Optimum has most of Westchester.
They should have set up a store in Palomar.
Helen had it right.
And they're not in Mount Vernon.
Not in-
Oh, they don't operate it?
No.
We can look at, they should partner in like where the other buildings can go, like maybe SUNY Westchester or something.
Well, and that was the colleges, we have Westchester Community here in Mount Vernon.
Maybe they can.
Is Westchester Community still on Fifth? Are they still
As
there?
far as I know,
I still feel like what Mike said earlier, the building needs to be controlled by the city.
Yeah.
It needs to be controlled. Mike needs to be able to go in there
whatever.
any time. If there's a flood warning and he has to film Mike Montez, he needs to be able to film that, then go get it on the air ASAP.
Sure.
He can't wait till they open in the morning.
And it's gonna be awesome to get like a Starlink connection, to be able to be on site anywhere, everything, that thing's small, like a little kid. So that they can go on top of the kids.
And the communications department, the city, they make some good quality informative content. I see it.
Yes,
They do.
yes, and it should be out. I've had this discussion with with the front office many a times.
When was the last conversation?
Been a couple of meetings out for a little bit here,
Okay.
So I told we actually discussed it and had somebody from their office there, had the director of communications, has come to the high school to see the system.
Mhm.
So he's well aware of what we're offering.
Just need to revisit that conversation. Okay.
Push forward to the next step.
Yeah, maybe the goal for bolstering the content should, table for a while, actually creating content in the space and focus more on acquiring content,
Yeah,
like basically redistribution.
right, correct.
So the city's content, council's content, the school board's content, even the games.
Right, and that's only then, it's on there now, like the games and like Channel 6 has content from the district, the plays, all the shows and things that I found. That stuff all goes out. And we're pushing, like the superintendent has his communication department putting out these things called jewel boxes, which are like 1 minute quick videos. Community based, just announcements and things with spotlights. And those come out like every other week. Five weekly, I guess. They come out, those can also be aired on it, but those are just like 1 minute clips, 1 minute short. But we need to put anything out that's from Vernon base. If it's an artist, a sports person that's doing something very, like a young person, a senior doing something great, like we need to have all of those spotlights, anything that the city is doing, that stuff should go on the TV station. And it just hasn't reached there.
And what channel does the Verizon have?
Verizon has, so channel 18 is the Spectrum channel for public. And Verizon channel 30 is the equator. And channel 6 is our education channel, that will be Verizon 33. And for me. Other comments, questions, concerns?
So at the next meeting, we should have, Verizon meeting.
Verizon is
That's the goal.
Each one of them, track down each one.
Yeah.
Over the next 60 days, get both of them, please.
Mike, you brought up something about the other cable companies that they probably collected money off us too. Then we might as well not just tap into them, but also tap into the ones that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anybody,
yeah.
anybody who has
That's
lines.
the goal. But it's just to find out if, who they are.
Yeah, I think that's
And-
Alcatel as well, which one for Alcatel, T-Mobile, I know is on that list. That's just supposed to talk about.
I should be on.
list. Yeah. T-Mobile. A couple of small things. Maybe I can talk to DC, see, see whether he has an idea of communications wise, who they've been dealing with. If nothing else, we have a motion to adjourn meeting.
Seen that's the option.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:07 PM.
All there. This meeting is hopefully
March 5th.
March. Yes, it's hopefully we have, yes, we'll talk to you guys.
meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.